आइए साथ मिलकर गायत्री महामंत्र के माध्यम से आज की बात को प्रारंभ करते हैं। आई होप सब तक मेरी आवाज़ स्पष्ट पहुंच रही होगी, एक बार कंफर्म भी कर दीजिएगा। स्पेशली अगर कोई नए मेंबर्स हैं जो कि फर्स्ट टाइम जूम को यूज़ कर रहे हैं या फेसबुक लाइव पे आए हैं, सो दे माइट नीड टू रिकन्फर्म, इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, है ना। कभी कोई ऐसी दिक्कत आए तो वी हैव आवर सपोर्ट टीम, तो आप बस पिंग करिए, छवि इज देयर विद अस, शी विल श्योरली बी हेल्पफुल। ठीक है, आइए गायत्री महामंत्र एक बार साथ साथ कर रहे हैं। आप सभी से निवेदन, आप में से जो लोग प्रेग्नेंट हैं वो अपने दोनों हाथ अपने वूम्ब पर, अपने पेट पर इस तरह से रख लीजिए, अपने बच्चे को, अपने शिशु को स्पर्श करते हुए। आप में से जो लोग अभी प्लानिंग फेज में हैं वो भी अपने गर्भ स्थान पर, अपने नाभि से नीचे एक प्रेगनेंसी के लिए योनि मुद्रा होती है, इस तरह से दोनों थम्स को टच कराना है और दोनों इंडेक्स फिंगर को साइडवेज टच कराना है, इस तरह से, और फिर उसे ऐसे गर्भ स्थान पे रखना है। ठीक है, अपने यूट्रस की तरफ। गायत्री महामंत्र मैं यहाँ से बोल रहा हूँ। भावना ये कि हम उस दिव्य तेज को, ईश्वर के उस दिव्य तेज को जो हमारे भीतर में आकर प्रकाशित हो और हमारे अंदर के तमस को, टॉक्सिन्स को, शारीरिक मानसिक विकारों को दूर करे, उसका हम वर्ण कर रहे हैं, उसको हम बुला रहे हैं। और वो यही हमसे प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं कि हमारी बुद्धि श्रेष्ठ मार्ग पर आगे बढ़े, हमारे जीवन में अनावश्यक के जो टॉक्सिन्स हैं ये सब दूर हो, और हम इस यात्रा में प्रेगनेंसी के जिस पड़ाव पर हम हैं, द journey of pregnancy, we make it beautiful. So we are invoking that divine energy of sun, of the universe, through the power of Gayatri Mantra. Okay? So please listen to it. You don't have to recite with me. Just listen to it carefully and feel that the energy, the vibration is reaching to your womb. Whether you are pregnant or you're still in planning phase, the womb is the place which needs to be enlightened. The womb is the place where the child is going to occupy and or has already occupied. तो उस स्थान को हम पवित्र बनाएं, उस स्थान की प्योरिटी को हम बढ़ाएं। इस भाव से आपको इस मुद्रा में हाथ रख के, योनि मुद्रा में हाथ रख के बैठना। ठीक है। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुरेव महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। अखंड मंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। मातृवत् लालयित्री च पितृवत् मार्गदर्शिका नमोस्तु गुरुसत्ताये श्रद्धा प्रज्ञायुताचया, श्रद्धा प्रज्ञायुताचया। परम पूज्य गुरुदेव वंदे माता जी की सूक्ष्म संरक्षण में ये पहले तो मैं आप सभी को बधाई देना चाहूँगा कि आप जीवन के एक ऐसे पड़ाव पर हैं, यू ऑल आर एट सच अ स्टेज ऑफ लाइफ वेयर अ न्यू चैप्टर इज अनफोल्डिंग, वेदर यू आर स्टिल प्लानिंग, वेदर यू हैव कंसीव्ड, वेदर यू आर अबाउट टू कंप्लीट योर प्रेगनेंसी ऑफ 9 months, this journey is a very, very important phase of your life. I'll be using both the languages, Hindi and English. We have many members who prefer only English because of their, background of South India, and there are people who will prefer some Hindi as well. तो मैं mix रखने की कोशिश करूँ। तो बहुत बहुत बधाई आपको कि आप we are so aware about this phase of life, because many a times people, most of the times in fact, are not that sincerely preparing for this phase, for this journey. So when I see couples signing up for a webinar or asking for consultation or really looking forward to what more can we do, I really thank God that yes, there are people like you who are willing to work harder towards bringing a soul in this life and gifting to the world a beautiful child. क्योंकि वो बच्चा सिर्फ आप ही के जीवन को नहीं आलोकित करेगा, वो दिव्य संतान आपके साथ साथ आने वाले समाज के लिए भी बहुत important रोल प्ले करेगी. I'll be taking support of a PowerPoint presentation to showcase to you what a journey of a child in the womb looks like. And those who are in planning phase, they can, then plan better कि भाई अगले 9 महीने के लिए क्या क्या परिवर्तन शरीर में आने हैं, बच्चे में क्या क्या डेवलपमेंट होने हैं. And those who are already in different phases of pregnancy, because I have not personally asked you कि आप कौन सी फेज में हैं, कौन सी में नहीं हैं, but for 1 or 2 people, तो I'm considering the whole spectrum before conception and till 8th or 9th month. तो ये पूरी जो हमारा स्पेक्ट्रम है उसको आप ध्यान में रखते हुए अगर आप उस पड़ाव से आगे बढ़ चुके हैं, let's say someone is in the 5th month and I'm talking about first trimester, so don't think that it is not applicable for me, because many things you can assess that yes, I could not do so, I had to be prepared in the first trimester, I wasn't that much aware, now how can I rectify? And you don't have to even lose heart. Sometimes people feel we didn't plan it this well, we were not aware and we became a conceived couple, तो अब हम क्या कर सकते हैं, can we really change or modify or enhance and enrich the whole process? Yes, we can. So there are ways to do so as well. तो आप उसमें बिल्कुल भी ऐसा दुखी होने की बात भी नहीं होनी चाहिए और बिल्कुल दिल छोटा करने की बात नहीं होनी चाहिए. We will be having all the discussion. You have whatever queries, I'm here to answer that. So let me take you through the journey of the child in the womb. देखो होता क्या है, first of all, before getting into the presentation mode, how does a soul appear or take birth? The whole journey of a soul is based on karmic imprints. जो हमारा कर्म है वो हमें आगे के जीवन के बारे में गतिशीलता देता है, दिशा देता है. So if I am a soul who is wanting to take birth on this planet, how will I decide which parents to pick up? Based on my karma, based on my association with the family. And our scriptures, the Vedic scriptures say that first the father is chosen. So ऐसा नहीं है कि pregnancy is a mother's phenomena. आज Mother's Day है, congratulations to all of you. But ये सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि father का contribution सिर्फ sperm तक है, नहीं. Father का चयन पहले होता है. चयन in the sense the personality of the father, the characteristics of the father are chosen and decided first by the soul. It's not accidentally कि कभी कोई soul किसी के जीवन में आ गई. You know, when we were young, it was a saying we used to usually say, we do not choose parents, we choose friends. So let's choose friends wisely. This is the first time in life we are being given the freedom of choosing someone consciously. ऐसा नहीं है दोस्तों. Even at the soul level, we choose the parents also by our own patterns. So वो जो कार्मिक पैटर्न्स हैं वो चुनाव भी सोल ने खुद किया है. अब मेरे को अपने माता पिता का जब चुनाव करना है तो फर्स्ट इट विल बी द फादर, एंड वंस द फादर इज चोजन then the mother is chosen. So first, you know, our scripture say it this way, that a child is born thrice. एक बच्चे का जन्म 3 बार होता है. First in the consciousness of the father, then in the womb of mother, and third appearance happens in the world. So the appearance happens at 3 stages. So it is a moral responsibility of the couple and especially, you know, the husband to really become one great conscious person, ताकि उनकी consciousness इतनी ऊंची होगी तो a higher and divine soul will arise. In the previous ancestral times, invoking a soul was a great phenomenon. Not only in the very olden days. Abhi aap dekho, when Swami Vivekananda came, his mother Bhuvaneshwari Devi and his father, both of them performed austerities, penance. दोनों ने मिलके तप किया, दोनों ने मिलके उनका आवाहन किया और ऐसी संतान है. विनोबा जिसका कोख से जन्म लिए होंगे वो कोख पवित्र होगी, उन्होंने तैयारी की होगी. Because when you want to invoke a higher level of soul, you need to prepare better. It's like when you compete in a higher level examination, you prepare well. When you go and buy something very auspicious, you pay more. So similarly, you invest more of your consciousness, your willingness, your awareness in this also, because this is one of the most important phases of life. So ऐसे में ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ भी बस suddenly we get a feeling of planning a baby and then we go ahead with it. No, even getting that feeling is a sign from a soul. So that time when you get a feeling that yes, now we should plan a family, start planning the evolution of your consciousness first. For next 2 to 3 months, dedicate yourself. In fact, specifically speaking, it's 3-month cycle. 90 days, one should invest in complete celibacy, in recitation of great mantras so that you can invoke a great soul. Now, there could be someone who doesn't belong to a Hindu, this thing, so I'm not promoting a religion here. But mantras means whatever you believe in, recite that. Even in all the religions, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, we see rosaries, no? Mala sabke paas hoti hai. They keep chanting some name. You chant on the name of Allah. But what you do is you repeat some divine name so that your consciousness becomes more spiritually uplifted if you are looking forward to a good and divine child. If it is all about कि नहीं भैया हमें तो physical fitness चाहिए, and I do meet sometimes mothers who say कि will I lose my stretch marks soon, will I get into the body shape again? So if that is the concern, then this session doesn't belong to you. But if the concern is, yes, I really want to invoke a divine child, I really look forward to a beautiful future, I need a baby who can enlighten me and the whole world, I need these virtues of forgiveness, honesty, purity, um, you know, compassion, unconditional love, kind heartedness. If I really look forward to these ingredients in my child, this is the time we should start thinking, right from planning phase. Those who have already conceived, don't lose heart. You can still inculcate these virtues in your child, right in the womb, not after the birth. When the child is getting born thrice, why should I wait for the third attempt? Let me see at the very first moment, the moment you get a feeling of planning, that is the indication that a soul is wanting to come to you. So therefore that feeling is now maybe you're thinking from last 1 year, चलो baby plan करना है क्या नहीं, अभी financials अच्छे नहीं है, अभी ऐसा वैसा, whatever is going on. लेकिन जब वो एक deep rooted feeling की तरह आ जाए कि नहीं, now we feel that we should become parents, that means the soul has now prepared to come to you, especially the father. First, the indication is for the father. So now the husband and wife should plan the next 90 days very meticulously, ensuring that their energies are not getting लीक्ड आउट इन सेंस हम बहुत कुछ ऐसा खाते हैं जिससे हमारी एनर्जी वेस्ट होती है, हम बहुत कुछ ऐसा सोचते हैं जिससे हमारी एनर्जी वेस्ट होती है. सो आवर एनर्जी इज नॉट ओनली वेस्टेड थ्रू अ सेक्सुअल इंटरकोर्स, इट इज ऑल्सो थ्रू many such things like बुरा सोचना, नेगेटिव सोचना, स्ट्रेस में चले जाना. Many such things causes a lot of loss of energy, and that loss of energy is precious for me. That energy I need to contain and enhance so that my consciousness gets evolved. Because when I remain distorted, deluded, stressed, depressed, many limitations happen to the body. In fact, there is a concept called as stress-induced infertility. In medical science, they call it that way, that the whole parameter of both the couples are good, but there is a stress-induced infertility. Or in case there is no infertility because of the stress factor, maybe in future there could be chances of stillborn babies or miscarriages, when we say. So ये क्यों हो जाता है? Because the couple had not planned properly their physical, mental, and emotional strength, their inner resilience, and in the absence of which the journey doesn't last to the extent. In case, with God's grace, things continue, there is no stillborn, it leads into premature. Premature is also a very fastly picking up phenomena, and it is all because of poor planning. It is all because of poor journey, lack of preparation. See, I'll give you facts. Unfortunately, sad facts, but we have to understand this because it is important. Every fourth pregnancy is ending in miscarriage. I'm sorry, we were technically there was a glitch. Shavi, can you please confirm me on the chat of Zoom whether the Facebook live is still on? एक बार चेक कर लेना, अगर वहां पर भी वैसे यहाँ तो दिखा रहा है, but still एक बार वहां भी चेक कर लेना. हाँ, so I was telling every fourth pregnancy is ending in miscarriage. That's a global fact. Every second or third child, 2.5 exactly, so every 2.5 pregnancy is ending in premature deliveries. So when it is such as a statistic, then we know that कि हमारा जो ये पूरा system है, ये पूरा जो development है, जो पूरा flow है, ये flow ठीक से नहीं चल रहा है. We need to prepare well. We need to work harder at whatever phase of pregnancy we are, है ना? तो अब बच्चे की ग्रोथ देखते हैं. देखो प्लानिंग के टाइम पे जो कपल्स हैं तो थोड़ा सा 2-4 मिनट उनके लिए और स्पेंड कर लेते हैं, बिकॉज फिर उनको लगेगा कि अरे सब प्रेगनेंसी की बात है. एक बात ये ध्यान रखिए, यू नीड टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द नेक्स्ट 90 days द मोमेंट you decide that yes, we want to conceive. The preparation will need a lot of physical strength, so do a lot of yoga, do Kapalbhati, do Bhasrika, because that is important to remove the toxins from the body, and lose weight or gain weight based on your body dimension. And of course, you get in touch with consultants, so do ask them. And it's common, so you don't have to really go and search for people to answer this. You can use your common sense that yes, I need to put on a little more weight to carry the child with me for the 9 months. Also, ये कीजिए कि अपनी mental strength को बढ़ाइए. Your harmony between each other, the husband-wife harmony relationship, and even the relationship with the rest of the family members should be harmonious. Because in the absence of that, if it is stressful, If you're taking too much load, especially with, when you're also working, women are working nowadays, so it work-life balance becomes a big problem. SMA, if you are planning a family, please be very rest assured that you need to work harder and you need to prepare well, because if you are the foundation of the child's life, so as a mother especially, have a very good foundation. Father also, the quality of sperms, the quality of eggs in mother, everything depends on how you're thinking, how you're emotionally feeling. If your emotional well-being is low, these processes also in the body, they go haywire. And one common phenomena is when you are in stress, you don't consume anything. When you are stressed out, you don't like wearing new clothes or eating something delicious or something. You are badly stressed out. Body has this phenomena that it secretes adrenaline hormone and cortisol hormone. These are stress hormones being secreted from the adrenal gland. And these two hormones, when they are in the body, they resist anything new. They completely resist anything new. So if I am a body who wants to conceive, let's say I'm a female body, I have to hold the child in my womb. The sperm will come, the egg will fuse. This whole process will be rejected outrightly by the presence of these hormones, because adrenaline, when it is present in the female body, it limits the secretion of progesterone, which is important to conceive. So ये उसको prohibit कर देता है. In fact, pituitary gland secretes a hormone which reduces the probability of conception, because though I am healthy physically, the doctors say the parameters are good, spermatogenesis is happening, ovulation is happening, fallopian tube is good, uterus is in good shape, everything is fine. Then what's the problem? Why am I not conceiving? Your stress levels. The body is intelligent enough to reject anything when the mind is stressed out. So therefore, do look after your stress levels for the next 90 days. Live in good harmony. And these 90 days should then extend to the whole 9 months. ठीक है ना? तो ये ध्यान रखिएगा. अब देखते हैं बच्चे के डेवलपमेंट्स कैसे होते हैं और कैसे सोल आती है, क्या होता है. एंड इंटरेस्टिंगली आई होप यू विल फाइंड दीज थिंग्स वेरी मीनिंगफुल, क्योंकि जब ये आप देखोगे तो आपको ये पता लगेगा कि क्या क्या प्रिपरेशन आपको करनी है ना. तो एक छोटी सी प्रेजेंटेशन के थ्रू आपको लेके चलता हूँ इस यात्रा पे, बिकॉज सम ग्राफिक्स विल हेल्प यू सी थिंग्स मोर केयरफुली एंड देयर आफ्टर रिलेट विद देम. हियर दे आर. So how can I make my pregnancy more healthy? This I've already covered. How does the soul arrive? And the soul creates the whole body, the whole phenomena of life. Soul ही mind के साथ connect होके body को design करती है. Design करने के बाद उस body से actions होते हैं, habits होते हैं, behavior, and then we create our sanskar, our patterns. Sanskar means our imprints in the mind. और यही संस्कार, यही imprint जो होते हैं, they become a memory. और ये memory फिर अगले जन्म में हमारे साथ जाती है. In the next birth, it continues with us. अब 9 महीने वूम में कैसे बीतते हैं उसकी एक यात्रा देख लेते हैं कि 9 महीने में होता क्या है. फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में देखो कितना फास्ट डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड, बिकॉज वंस आई नो हाउ क्विकली माय चाइल्ड इज ग्रोइंग एंड इन विच phase of pregnancy, in which month what developments are taking place, as a mother I will be in a better situation, and even father, okay, I will be in a better situation to see and make sure that yes, I need to prepare well on these terms, है ना. ये हम कर पाएंगे. ये हमारी प्रिपरेशन किस हिसाब से ठीक बनेगी? when we know, when we are aware about what is happening in the body. तो देखो basic brain structure begins to form in the very first month, and neural plate जो है वो second week में आ जाती है. Neuroectoderm appears in the third week. न्यूरल ट्यूब जो है वो यानी अर्ली नर्वस सिस्टम वो डेवलप होने लग जाता है. फाउंडेशन ऑफ एवरी ऑर्गन स्टार्ट्स इन द फोर्थ वीक, यानी पहले महीने में ही, इन द वेरी फर्स्ट मंथ ऑफ प्रेगनेंसी, द फाउंडेशन ऑफ मेनी इंपॉर्टेंट ऑर्गन्स हैव बीन लेड इन द बॉडी. दैट मीन्स माई चाइल्ड्स physical system is now about to get functional. Senses are stimulated, even touch, मतलब विजन के अलावा बाकी जो सेंसेस हैं वो स्टिमुलेट होने शुरू हो जाते हैं. ये दूसरे महीने में होने शुरू हो जाते हैं. रिफ्लेक्सेस स्टार्ट एंड रिएक्ट टू द एनवायरनमेंट. जो रिफ्लेक्स एक्शंस हैं, एनवायरनमेंट को कैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करना है, रिएक्ट करना है, दैट इज आल्सो फंक्शनल इन द सेकंड मंथ. ऑर्गन्स स्टार्ट डेवलपिंग नाउ. किडनी स्टार्ट्स फंक्शनिंग. थर्ड मंथ आते आते तक हार्मोन्स आर रिलीज्ड. द डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ द जेंडर हैपेंस देयर. Pancreas starts secreting insulin, so the body is now having sugar. The baby is having his own sugar levels, and the insulin is functional already. So therefore, it is important for the mother to look after the levels of gestation sugars in her. There should not be such cases because in pregnancy there is a limitation that we can't consume much of medicines. I remember a very good friend of mine when she was conceived. And that time I was in Haridwar in Himalayas, and she reached out to me. She said, "Can you suggest me something because my doctor says I cannot be given any medication. I have a toothache. Can you heal me?" तो वो gums में बहुत दर्द हो रहा है and the doctors are helpless and it is acute pain. I can't even focus on anything, can't eat much, I can't speak. So can you please help through healing? So in healing, we have this concept of healing the chakras and balancing the alignment of the body and the energy. So through that we help her. So what I'm trying to say is it is important to keep ourselves physically fit. Second trimester के fetus को देखो, the growth is so fast. These are the pictures from the second trimester. Fourth month यानी 14 weeks में taste develop हो गया है. 16th week में brain cells are multiplying at the speed of 250,000 cells per minute. 2.5 lakh cells per minute. Only the brain cell. बाकी cells और अलग multiply कर. The fetus is in a stage. अब वो fetus हो गया, embryo नहीं रहा. Fetus is now in the stage of recognizing sound, smell, taste, and reactive listening is also starting. तो बच्चा बाहर की आवाजों को सुन पा रहा है, रिकॉग्नाइज कर पा रहा है, यानी दिस इज द प्लेस व्हेन द कॉग्निटिव इंटेलिजेंस, रिकॉग्निशन, उसी से शब्द बना है रिकॉग्नाइज. तो रिकॉग्निशन जो है उसका कॉग्निटिव सेंस जो है वो डेवलप हो रहा है. The child is able to relate with the external environment, the sound, the smell, the taste, ये सब चीजें आ गई. और reactive listening भी हो रही है, यानी sometimes when the child is listening something very positive, there could be a reaction which is very harmonious and the mother can feel it. और अगर कोई बहुत negative है तो वो negative भी reaction दे सकता है. ये fourth month में बच्चे की development. By the time the pregnancy arrives 20 weeks, maximum development has taken place. Specialized area of sensory centers are formed. Now the child can discriminate between voices, language, and individual speech. देखो, Yani, if I am the person in your life, let's say I stay with you, and I am the person who keeps worrying and bothering you and putting you in an emotional stress, my individual voice and speech will be registered by the child. Now, when the child will be born, and if I happen to come across the child again to take the baby in the lap, the baby will recognize my individual speech. That recognition is so fast and the intelligence level is so high that the baby will recall that and will be uneasy with me. Maybe the child will be cranky or crying too much. तो हमें लगेगा बच्चा रोता बहुत है, ऐसा नहीं है. It is me who is responsible. The child has recognized the individual speech, the voice, the language, and the vibrations, of course. Newborn recognizes music that it hear in the womb, for that matter. तो आप क्या सुनते हो, कौन सा म्यूजिक सुनते हो? There is a huge science behind it. When we deal with pregnant couples and we help them take through this journey from planning to delivery and even after that, because postpartum depression is also high nowadays. So उसमें हम यही बात देखते हैं कि what are you listening to is very important, क्योंकि आपका बच्चा वो सुन पा रहा है. Unfortunately, I do see couples getting into social media mode or let's say electronic TV mode where they watch anything and everything, violent movies, erotic movies, vulgarity, good and bad, everything is being served and they are choosing one after the other knowing not what to do. ऐसे में बच्चे के ऊपर वो सारा असर आ रहा है, irrespective of whether you are the mother or the father, it is impacting the child equally. और बच्चा उसको सेंस कर रहा है, बच्चे के अंदर वही रिएक्शंस आ रहे हैं, वही शार्प रिस्पॉन्सेज डेवलप हो रहे हैं टुवर्ड्स साउंड, टुवर्ड्स movements, everything. And the child is now in a state in the 5th month to control the reactions and movements as well. So there is a certain amount of control which is coming in the baby now. और पीछे चले एक बार तो यहीं पर सेकेंड ट्राइमेस्टर की शुरुआत में on the spiritual background, if I say, and now there are scientific evidences to confirm that the soul arrives in the womb at 85 to 90 days time frame. That means after 3 months. In the 4th month, therefore they call it fetus. Even in the medical science, we call it earlier the embryonic stage. And from the 9th week, 10th week onwards, now it is no more embryo, it is fetus because it is functional. And now the functional because the soul has arrived permanently. In some cases, if the soul is of a very high level, the arrival happens even at later stages like 7th or 8th month. You might be getting confused now whether soul का arrival ही नहीं है तो development कैसे हो रहा है. Just a small analogy to help you understand. For example, you purchase a plot, a piece of land, and you want to build a house there. What do? Can you go and stay from the day one? No. Day zero, you have purchased the land. Now, let's say from day one, you start building. There's a foundation which is coming up. You can't go and stay there. You can go and you can inspect. This belongs to you. You can put a board. Land belongs to XYZ. But you are not staying there. Similarly, the soul chooses the womb, the family, the couple, the parents, and it claims that yes, it is mine. Now, no one else can claim it. And that's kind of arrangement there. So, no other soul interacts accordingly. And after a while, once the womb is prepared, once the certain amount of embryonic development has taken place, the consciousness, the arrival of the soul happens. तो यहाँ पर हमारे ऋषियों ने भी अगर आप देखो पुराने ऋषियों ने they also made it 3 trimesters. They also divided the whole journey of pregnancy into trimester 1, 2, and 3. And they said after the end of first trimester, that means the beginning of second trimester, now that the soul has arrived, तो अब इसको दुहृदा बोलते हैं संस्कृत में, माँ को दुहृदा, क्योंकि उसके दोनों दो दिल धड़क रहे हैं एक साथ, और वो दो सोल्स एक साथ परफॉर्म कर रही है एक काम, इस जर्नी को. तो यहाँ पर there was a sanskar which we used to practice in the olden days called as Punsman sanskar. In fact, even in planning phase, there is a sanskar called as Garbhadhan sanskar. When the couple decides that I want to plan a baby, a family, then there is a sanskar, there is a ritual which is performed. Now, some people might be thinking, क्या ritualistic बातें हो रही हैं, religion की बातें हो रही हैं. I give you a very small logic. Tell me one thing. Let's say you buy a new TV or a new, let's say this kind of a rack, a library section आपको बनाना है, library corner बनाना है. Do you not clean the place where you put that furniture? You clean it, you make it nice, you make the necessary arrangement. Where should be the plug? Where should I plug in my TV? You know, I have bought a very big screen. Where will I mount it on the wall? Will I keep it on a table or I'll mount it? On what height should it be? Should it be in my dining room, living room, or should it be in my bedroom? All this discussion and decision you make. And you ensure that the TV is mounted properly because you want to enjoy the journey of watching the TV. If you do it for such a small gadget, should you not perform some kind of thought process, some kind of preparation for the womb where the soul will come and arrive and the development will take place? क्या ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है कि उसकी पवित्रता, उसकी तैयारी फिजिकली देख लो. Physically, the womb should be strong. I remember when we started Causen in Pune, the first member to visit us was a lady who had a heart-shaped uterus. And it is difficult to conceive with a heart-shaped uterus. After 1 year, she conceived and she's a mother of a beautiful son now. Completely normal pregnancy, 9 months, absolutely healthy. And this was such a beautiful experience. And she conceived in like 3-4 months because after 9 months she delivered. So from the day when we met, after 1.5 1.25 years, she was a mother already. मेरा प्रश्न सिर्फ इतना है, when we prepare for gadgets, when we prepare for furniture, when we prepare for buying something, why don't we prepare logically? There is no point of religion here. We need to prepare and ensure कि हमारा जो womb है वो कितना प्योर है, कितना sanctified है, कितना अच्छा है. क्लेंजिंग किसी वेसल के अंदर, चलो छोड़ो, आप वेसल में अचार डालते हो, कोई सब्जी डालते हो, कोई बोल के अंदर कोई सामान रखते हो, don't you clean it? Or you just shabbily put anything and everything just with closed eyes. Now you're going to keep something for 9 months, and not only keep it, you have to preserve it, you have to nourish it, you have to nurture it. Don't you need a complete environment from the physical point of view, from the emotional point of view, from the supply of nutrition point of view? Everything has to be in place. It's so meticulous. God has been merciful that you don't have, and I don't have to design it. It's already been designed by the nature. Such beautiful is the design that in pregnancy, the mother's right brain, right hemisphere of the brain, right is emotional, left is logical. उनका right brain बड़ा हो जाता है. Right hemisphere जो है brain का right lobe, that increases in dimension. Nature does it because it has to secrete those beautiful love hormones. So it will do that. For lactation to happen, the mother doesn't have to bother. The child also doesn't have to bother. The milking process will happen by nature only. Such is the intelligence. Therefore, what is left for us is a very small thing. Clean it, keep it nice. You want to bring something prestigious to your family, to your home. Prepare well. As simple as that. Let's say you buy a small thing, you don't bother much. When you buy a very big thing, बड़ी गाड़ी खरीद के आते हो, उसकी पार्किंग कैसी होगी, उसको शेड मिलेगी कि नहीं, उसको धूप नहीं लगना चाहिए, उसको बारिश में बाहर नहीं खड़े होना चाहिए, उसका कवर डाल के रखेंगे. Everything you plan. The higher the price you pay, the more you invest, the more you prepare. If you are wanting to invest in pregnancy, prepare well. That's my appeal, my request. Because this is what the development is happening in the womb. And those who are already in this phase, any of these timeline phases, please make sure that you are also making sure कि ये सारा जो environment है ये आप दे रहे हो बच्चे को, फिजिकल भी, इमोशनल भी. नहीं साहब हम तो बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं, हम तो ऐसा थोड़ी है कि लोग रोज लड़ते झगड़ते हैं, पर हम जंक फूड खा लेते हैं, हम कुछ भी ऐसा कर लेते हैं, लापरवाही, हम कुछ भी ऐसा देख लेते हैं. फूड फॉर थॉट, फूड फॉर दिस थिंग. बेबी इज सो सेंसिटिव, everything is getting registered. Now when the baby is born and the baby complains, I want to watch TV, because I can relate with it, and I will do only things when you say only if you allow me to watch TV, all those tantrums start coming, and we suddenly get surprised. Why is the child so cranky, so very adamant? Sometimes we see that the child, when the child is growing, choices are making, child is very stubborn about not eating something, and parents come to me for counseling. Yesterday we had a very beautiful session on parenting with Evergreen Public School, Delhi. It was very well received by over 5,000 people. Now when ये जब होता है कि पेरेंट्स आते हैं, हमारा बच्चा ये खाने में बहुत नखरे करता है, आई आस्क्ड देम, when you were pregnant, were you very choosy, very finicky about what you used to consume? Make your choices, but don't with a sense of rejection. I can understand everything can't be consumed by every person. You have your own choices, but be a little flexible. Make sure that you are conveying the right message to the child. Stressful couples during planning, of course, are facing infertility issues. Even conceived couples, stress is not good. If you are conveying the message of stress, irritation, disharmony to the child in the womb, the baby's development will slow down. Let me give you a small theory of it. What happens in the womb when a child is growing and the mother is stressed, or the father is also stressed? The environment is stressful, let's say, and especially the mother, because she is carrying the baby. So this message is getting conveyed to the child. How? Because the moment you change your thought process, the different hormones get secreted in the body. So when I'm stressed, of course, stressful hormones, again adrenaline and cortisol, will be secreted. Now those hormones will be present in my blood. The blood is a carrier of all the energy and food and nutrition. So through placenta, this also reaches to the baby. Placenta is very smartly created by God. It's a filter. It filters away everything, but it cannot filter alcohol. It cannot filter smoke, if even passive smoking and alcohol, and it cannot filter stress, and even to that matter, tea and caffeine. So therefore, that has to be reduced, because this is going to impact my child in a negative way. In a way, I'm offering my child, a slow dose of addiction. तो बच्चा जब जन्म लेता है, now when you are stressful, what do? Your whole system functions in a different way. You need more blood in your limbs, in your hands or legs, because you need to fight out the situation or run away from the situation. Stress में या तो हम भागेंगे situation से या झगड़ेंगे, right? पहले के समय में we were in the forest areas, so we used to fight it out or we used to run it away. Now we are stressed, but we are not fighting physically, neither we are running away. We are not making any run-ups. So where is the stress impact going? It is still in me. Such a child, even the child is born after complete 9 months of pregnancy, ऐसा बच्चा जब जन्म लेगा, the limbs will be very strong. कैसा बच्चा? The journey, whose journey was stressful. So there is a possibility कि वो पूरे 9 महीने की journey करे और deliver हुआ. Now this child, when he arrives in the world, he has very strong limbs, because he knows the message conveyed by the mother was, or by the family was, the world is stressful. It is going to be very painful for you. It doesn't care for any emotion. That kind of message, directly or indirectly, was getting conveyed to the child. Now the child is good. This child could be a good athlete, but again, very weak on emotions. He can't make much friends. He will be fighting most of the times. स्कूल में झगड़ा करके आ जाएगा, ऑफिस में इसकी किसी से नहीं बनेगी, घर में फैमिली में ये बहुत झगड़ा करेगा, चिल्लाएगा, इरिटेशन शो करेगा, शादी के बाद हो सकता है फिजिकल अब्यूज में इन्वॉल्व हो जाए. इस सारी सिचुएशंस क्यों आ रही हैं? बिकॉज प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे व्हाट प्रिकॉशंस वर सपोज्ड टू बी टेकन, वो मिस आउट हो गए. वी कुड नॉट मेक श्योर कि हमारा जो स्ट्रेस लेवल है वो रिड्यूस रहे, हम हार्मनी में रहें और बच्चे को अच्छा एक एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट करके दें. वी वर एक्सपोजिंग द चाइल्ड टू हार्मफुल म्यूजिक, हार्मफुल इनपुट्स, उस सब से हम बचें, है ना? ये हमारे को कॉन्शियसली करना चाहिए. आई डू अंडरस्टैंड वी हैव आवर प्रेफरेंसेस ऑफ एंटरटेनमेंट ऑल, सो आई एम नॉट प्रूविंग दैट, but please make sure that at least in pregnancy, you are impacting another soul. So choice should be made very strongly. Look at this 6 month fetus, 24 weeks. Brain cells are multiplying at the double of the speed now, 500,000. Abhi 2.5 lakh थे, abhi 5 lakh ho gaye per minute. And the synapses means the information from one brain cell to another cell. That information passing is 1.8 millions, yani 18 lakh per second, every second. That is the amount of uh, development is happening in the brain of the baby. Now, if the mother suffers from thyroid during pregnancy or gestation sugar, there is a direct impact on the development of the baby's brain. Not to lose heart in case, by God forbid, anyone is facing such issues. There are ways to, recover that, but we need to be careful. Why to fall into that zone? Brain cell activation has started. Emotional center develops in the 6th month, and here our rishis again said, "Let us do one more ceremony." Why? Because now the second trimester is coming to an end, and the soul is moving into the next trimester, third trimester. Last trimester is very important because in case any of you are in the third trimester or those who are not, they also can prepare well, is that here the child is responding to the external environment very, very strongly. The bond, the connection is very strong. The vibrations, the child is learning language, is picking up a lot of learning. In fact, maximum learning is happening in the third trimester. And especially the emotional connect and emotional bonding can be developed maximum during this time. So I appeal the family members and the mother should talk to the child quite often. Involve your child in your daily activities. Make the child feel involved even in the womb. It's not that you're just carrying a bag and someone is there who cannot understand. The child is living with you. You have one extra member in your family already. Start living as if just that the appearance has not happened physically in the world. But आप जानते हो उनके किक को, उनके मूवमेंट को, उनकी अच्छी फीलिंग को, उनके बुरी फीलिंग को, गर्भ संवाद जब हम करते हैं, I tell you astonishing stories. There are children, there are cases I can confirm जहाँ पर mothers ने अपने बच्चे को सपने में आके अपना नाम बताते देखा है. Name me this. And these are facts. I can connect you with those females. There are families where the planning couple had followed a certain procedure when they were initiated into that. And when they followed it religiously, they could dream which soul is arriving to them. And after 9 months of pregnancy, yes, the same gender, the same vision they had, same thing, everything. There are cases where in postpartum depression, I remember there were cases where uh, we in fact started in Garb Samvad talking to the child about. There is one very common phenomena that the child is awake in the night and is sleeping only for a few hours, hardly for an hour or so, and then wakes up again. A small baby. So the mother feels a lot of night outs are there and feels tired, and she gets into a postpartum depression. In fact, if you get into the statistics, you will be alarmed that even in postpartum depression, the suicide rate of the mother is too high because she's helpless, she's tired out, she's exhausted after 9 months because she did not plan things proactively. If in Garb Samvad, what we did was we asked the mother to speak positive to the child in terms of, baby, this is the wake up time, this is the sleep time. Can you sync it with me? Believe me, there are testimonies where the mothers after the delivery could see the miracle happening. कि बच्चा उसी समय पर जब माँ चाह रही है कि रात में सोए और सुबह उठे, हम दिन भर खेलें, माँ को भी थकान कम हो, the child is following that sleep cycle. The whole nature of the child is changed because of the bond with the mother, because of the bond with the father. Third trimester is a very crucial time. Enjoy this as a family, and therefore our rishis said, our sages, bring the whole family together. Like after third month we did. After third month we said, we invited the soul, we clapped, we welcomed, we said, okay, thank you so much for choosing us as a family. We welcome you. We are here to nourish and protect you. That was Punchwan Sanskar. Here, आजकल तो क्या होता है, गोद भराई के नाम पर बहुत ज्यादा वो क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बेबी शॉवर, उसमें बहुत ज्यादा फ्लैम्बॉयंसी होती है, वो डीजे बज रहा है, वो माता जी भी नाच रही है, बेचारी जो गर्भवती महिलाएं हैं, घर पे बाकी लोग भी नाच रहे हैं, डीजे बज रहा है, अजीब से गाने बज रहे हैं. आई डोंट नो व्हाट दे ट्राई एंड डू. और वो ब्लेसिंग सेरेमनी, वेयर इज द ब्लेसिंग? कोई ब्लेसिंग नहीं है, सब अपना अपना खाने पीने मजे उड़ाने आए हैं, इधर उधर की बातें करने आए, घूमने फिरने आए. चूज वाइजली हु शुड कम टू द चाइल्ड in the last time. So be very selfish, no worries, and bring those people who can bring real energy and blessing to the child. Invite them, or at least convey them that, see, we are going simple, you come and bless the child. The semester, the ceremony was meant, this sanskar was called a simantan and sanskar. So this Simantanen means combing the hair. So there is a ritual in this that the husband comb the hair of the wife. It's an indication that even a small work like combing the hair, you are now in a very crucial and important phase. Premature deliveries, miscarriages, or early water burst, all these things are possibilities if the mother is not happy in the third trimester, if the mother is too down on physical health and emotional health. So it is important that all the family members ensure that yes, now we all are pregnant. I always say that the whole family is pregnant. It's not the mother only, it's not the woman only. So the whole family takes responsibility that we will now ensure that the female remains happy, that the baby in the womb remains happy. दोनों माँ और बच्चा जो है वो खुश रह सकें और उनकी हैप्पीनेस के लिए they should not get tired, should not get exhausted. We will ensure that everything is in the right place. Doesn't mean there are some females who take undue advantage. अब हम तो महारानी हैं, हम तो बस बैठेंगे, हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे. And then there are families who put so much of pressure on them. Strike a balance because physical movement is also important, but in third trimester it gets limited. You get sore back, you get sore legs, and blood circulation also is important to be created. So you can't do much of yoga also, especially in 8th and 9th month, but meditation is the key. Pranayam, soothing pranayam is the key. When you visualize more of opening up, because now you have to deliver a child, so visualize that opening up. That means you open up your mind also, be very flexible, open, receptivity should be high. You receive good consciousness from the divine energies, और उस बेसिस पर आप अपने बच्चे को डेवलप कर रहे हो, because the child in the 7th month has all the emotional centers being specially fine tuned. उसके लैंग्वेज सेंटर्स डेवलप हो गए हैं, रजिस्टर हो रही है उसमें सारी बातें. 8th month के बच्चे को तो मेमोरी और लर्निंग सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है. All senses are fully operating. It can shout, it can take hiccups, it can show anger. And 9th month में बच्चा जो है वो उसके पास रजिस्टर करने की कैपेसिटी आ जाती है. The child can register many languages. Now, this is what is happening to the child in the third trimester. Forgive me for the bottom 6th month fetus to likha hai. It was an error here. We are talking about third trimester. Very, very important. Last 90 days. तो अपनी जर्नी को इन फेजेस में बांटो. जिस फेज में हो आने वाले फेज की प्रिपरेशन करो. जो फेज चला गया उसमें कोई कमी रह गई तो उसको अभी पूरा कर लो. तो और अगर अभी प्लानिंग फेज में हो तो पूरी जर्नी प्लान करो कि ये सबसे गुजरना है बच्चे को. अब अगर मुझसे अगर कमी रहती है तो बच्चे के साथ अन्याय होगा. आई शुड नॉट बी लीविंग एनी स्टोन अनटर्न्ड so that I can give my best to this soul who is arriving. I'm not giving life to the child, of course. Life comes from somewhere else. Someone else gave me life, but I'm giving birth to the child. In the Western world, for a long time, the notion was that mother is just a carrier. The woman is just a carrier, and the child has his or her own DNA, which conducts the immune system, which looks after the development and growth of the child. So mother is just a carrier. So because of this attitude, many of the Western women, they were following a very haphazard and shabby lifestyle. Alcohol is pretty common there in their upbringing. The consumption of alcohol, which was risky for the child's development, they did not bother. They thought because the notion, the medical science has confirmed that we are just a carrier, my responsibility is to transport the child from day 1 to day last day, 9th month, and then deliver. So I'm just like a transporter, a carrier. So उन्होंने क्या किया? Alcohol, smoking, tight-fitting clothes, all these create a very negative impact on the development of pregnancy. तो ये सब चीज़ों की वजह से उन्होंने 1960s में development देखा गया in the US that many of the child when they were born, many of the children when they were born, they did not have their limbs properly developed. दोनों हाथ नहीं है, एक हाथ है, एक छोटा है, दोनों पैर नहीं है. And the statistics confirm that in United States only, in the year 2015, so it is 5 years old outdated data. I don't know the present state, but 2015, every 12th child in the United States of America is facing this problem of physical limitation in some or the other form, or a mental limitation. So autism ज़्यादा है, hyperactive kids हैं, मल्टीपल स्क्लेरोसिस जैसी समस्याएं शुरू से दिखाई दे रही हैं जो बाद की एज में आती हैं. They also unfortunately discovered, or fortunately rather, because they could now correct this, that there is a rare kind of vaginal cancer in women which happens only after 45-50 years, which used to happen only after 45-50 years of age. But here in America, because of the lifestyle and during pregnancy, they saw that the mothers are now catching it at the age of as early as 32, 33, and they were surprised at how much the timeline has shifted and why so, because of the lifestyle. Lifestyle is very crucial. I agree that yes, many of the Indian and most of you will not be following any of these practices, but of course, junk food, um, disharmonious eating, um, unplanned way of doing things also plays a very crucial role. And even if your life partner or anyone in the family is a smoker or an alcohol consumer, that also impacts the child in a passive way. So इसलिए मत सोचिए कि it's only the mother who is responsible, the woman who is responsible. It's the father's responsibility equally as well. Last trimester was dedicated, therefore, to ensure happiness of both the child and the mother, and the whole family come together, and blesses the child, blesses the mother, thank her for carrying the baby so beautifully in the last 6 months, and ensuring her that we are there for you. We know last mile is the longest. It is the time when the mother gets curious, anxious. Mera bacha theek to hoga na. Now it's like the exam results time, especially in the 8th month and 9th month. The curiosity levels are high. There could be fear of going to the hospital. There could be many factors in the mind which play a role in in disturbing the harmony of the lady. So that time when there are people around to help her, friends, family members, well wishers, then she can cope up with this situation very nicely. इसीलिए पहले के समय में ऐसा होता था कि मायके भेज देते थे. ऐसा नहीं कि वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं निभा सकते. उसको अपनी माँ की याद आ रही होगी. एक ऐसा फेज है जब वो माँ बनने वाली है तो अपनी माँ को ज्यादा याद कर रही होगी, तो ग्रेसफुली वो अपने मायके जाती है ना. फिर बाद में लोगों ने उसको प्रथा बना लिया दैट वी विल सेव कॉस्ट दिस एंड दैट. जाओ तुम अपने मायके जाओ, वहां जाके जन्म दे. गलत हो गया. आजकल आई अप्रिशिएट सम कपल्स, नो, some husbands go to the labor room and they make a small video also. The husbands are daring enough to go. I don't know how many of the male members are listening to me and how many have seen pregnancy. I am fortunate to be associated with one doctor. I won't name because sometimes people misuse the information, but when I was with her in a clinic twice, I could see a delivery happening. Once, with due permission of the patient, of course. Not the patient, I shouldn't use the word patient, but the mother. And we took a due consent that yes, can we step into. I was curious to see this. So we saw one cesarean and one natural. Beautiful moment. And the husband was there in one case. The other case, the husband wasn't there. She allowed me that yes, you can be a part of my journey, because she was there as a part of these classes also, which we take during pregnancy. So she said, "Bhaiya, if you will be there, I will be more than happy." Yeah. तो ये मैं बताना चाह रहा हूँ कि how important it is to have someone in your life, a harmonious relationship, who can help you reach till the last and even thereafter, because it's not last, it's just a beginning. जन्म लेने के बाद में बहुत सारी responsibilities हैं जो मिलके पूरी करनी है. So ensure that harmony in the relationship is being there. If it is not there, take help, no problem. People like us are there to help you out in ensuring how can you dissolve your ego, how can you tone down the anger element, the resentment, how can you be more persistent rather being resistant. All these things can be done. There are many ways of discussing things and helping each other out, but provided we are aware about it, the impact of it. Let me share you some facts with you. Did you know that kids delivered naturally have stronger immunity than cesarean kids? Did you know that there is nothing called as labor pain? Labor pain is a fake term. I'm a biology student, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a biology student. And out of curiosity, once I asked my biology teacher, I said, I have heard it somewhere, maybe in a melodramatic way. I don't know the stats exactly if it is scientifically proven, but yes, I have heard that when a mother, especially a human mother, when she delivers a child, she feels the pain of cracking of bones. 80 हड्डियां या ऐसा कुछ सुना है मैंने. इतनी हड्डियां टूटने में जो दर्द होता है, उतना दर्द जो है मेरी माँ को हुआ होगा मुझे जन्म देते समय. Is it true? My teacher also, a lady teacher, she said yes, because she also might have undergone the same phase of labor pain. And she said, yes, it is painful, dear, and you should respect your mom. I said, okay, yes, respect is there. But my question is, I have a disrespect for God now. Why is God so merciless that an animal doesn't feel that pain? A human does. Because I belong to a small village kind of setup. Now it's a city. Earlier it was, when we were small, it was more of a prior to city. So I have seen, these cows giving birth. हमारी गली में ही बाहर बहुत गाय आती थी, उनको हम भोजन देते थे, चपाती देते थे. अभी वो गाय उसी घर के आगे जहाँ से उसे बहुत प्यार मिलता है वहाँ बैठ जाती है जब उसे लेबर होता है. बट लेबर में पेन नहीं होता. She sat, then she felt that now it is about to happen. The labor movement started and it just happened. It's not that badly painful जो अभी इसमें दिखाते हैं ना movies में. Oh, thanks to Bollywood, or I should say, stupid Bollywood. They have shown this delivery movement so many times in such an exaggerated way that we feel, oh my God, this is a painful process. I can't go for it. Cesarean was developed by doctors to help mothers, come out of emergency situations. Umbilical cord फंस गई बच्चे का डायरेक्शन सही नहीं है, वाटर बर्स्ट हो गया है प्री मेच्योर में, तो let me help save the child and the mother and bring life to them. So that way cesarean was an alternative solution. If God knew what is best, एक ढक्कन यहाँ पेट पे लगा देता ना, उसको खोलते वहां से बच्चा बाहर आ जाता. अभी हम सिजेरियन में ही करते हैं ना, वी कट डाउन द एब्डोमिनल पार्ट एंड देन वी टेक द चाइल्ड आउट. वहां से भगवान भी कर देता. व्हाई वाज इट रिक्वायर्ड टू ब्रिंग द चाइल्ड आउट एंड ब्रिंग यू एंड आई आउट टू द वर्ल्ड फ्रॉम अ स्मॉल कैविटी? The last gift which a mother can give to the child is immunity, and that comes through the microbes which are present in the vaginal cavity. And when the child is delivered through a normal course of action, the immunity is hugely high. Today we see asthmatic cases, today we see low brain development cases, today we see respiratory tract problems in kids at very young age. Why? Because they were born out of cesarean. And I'm claiming it. There's no other reason. It is the only reason, because we deprived the child of the very natural right the child had. Nature had given this right. We kept him or her away from that. ये हमने crime किया. Cesarean is, अब एक और concept डाल दिया कि भाई वो first delivery cesarean है तो second भी करनी पड़ेगी. तो first में क्यों encourage किया था? अब वो डॉक्टर्स ने नहीं encourage किया, हो सकता है वो मदर ने डिसाइड किया, फैमिली नहीं किया. उनको हुआ था, इतना ज्यादा पेन हुआ था, मुझे इंजेक्शन से डर लगता है, मुझे पेन से डर लगता है. That fear, the blockage of mind. I give you the statistics. It's not just my theory. Dick Reed नाम के एक physicist हुए. He had his chemist shop. So he used to sell drugs, medicines in London, on the streets of London, where his shop was. Especially during the delivery time, the people from the family used to come and ask for, labor pain is about to start. Do you have some painkillers or some kind of help which can help the lady, feel less of pain? So he used to offer his help to those families. Then World War broke out, World War II, and he was put into a camp where he was like, medicine supplier. Now he was told that he got to know that someone is about to deliver a child. So he visited them. And that community, of course, females were there. It was a village kind of setup. He offered medicines to one of the lady who was caretaking the women. तो उन्होंने पूछा, what is this for? क्या medicine क्यों दे रहे हो? बोले वो labor pain होगा ना. The answer he got, and Dick Reed wrote a book after that. He's a very famous author now. I think he passed away recently. Dick Reed said, the answer I got was a shocking thing. That lady caretaker, she told me, does it pain? And he was shocked. He said, yes, I have been supplying this medicine to many women who had delivered children in the last few years because I run a shop. It pains to every second woman. And she was shocked. Oh my God, in our community, we have never seen a lady getting into pain, labor pain, while delivering a child. Acha chalo, forget about this. You might have heard it by yourself. Ask your granny if she is alive. Ask your mom, and she will confirm this. In olden Indian days, because we was an agriculture-driven country, female used to visit the farms and offer food to the husband and help also. बीज बोने में बहुत हेल्प करती थी. आज भी आप आसाम जाओ तो बीज वहाँ के बागान में फीमेल्स काम करती. तो वी वर मोर फिजिकली ओरिएंटेड कल्चर. हमारे घर में हम चक्की खुद पीसते थे, कुएं में पानी खुद भरने जाते थे, ये सारी चीजें हम खुद करते थे. And many are cases you might have come across where the lady of the house, she was working till the last month and last day of pregnancy. The bacha arrived and the arrival was so painless. She went in the washroom to the loo and she delivered. She went to the farm and वो village पे गई, वहाँ खेत पे गई and वहाँ पे उसको labor हुआ and she delivered. Yes, like that. She's milking the cow and she suddenly felt that yes, now is the moment, and she delivered. It was such painless. Where the concept of pain has come from? Mind. This is called as psychosomatic impact. The impact of your mind on your body is so strong. What you believe in is what you are manifesting. So please don't believe into such theories so easily. What is your belief system that is going to impact you as a carrier of the child and as a caretaker of the child, and also the same impact of the belief system will be there on the child as well. So therefore, choose your belief system very wisely. Did you know that you can shape the holistic intelligence of the child? the cognitive intelligence, the emotional intelligence, and even the spiritual intelligence. आप कहेंगे spiritual intelligence भी कोई बला होती है क्या? Yes. Modern science, Dr. Uh, Persinger, and one more doctor, I'm just forgetting the name. Two of them, Michael Persinger and V.S. Ramakrishnan, two of them in the year 1992 coined a term, God spot. In the temporal lobe of the brain, there is a spot called God spot. Why did they name God spot? Because whenever there is a certain spiritual talk around you, when there is something which enlightens you, which makes you feel evolved, उस moment पर the temporal lobe का ये वाला spot पे बहुत ज़्यादा firing होती है ये brain cells की. तो brain का concept ये है, the more you fire the brain cell, the sharper it is. And that certain lobe where the this thing firing is happening, you say this is responsible for this certain action. So when the external environment is feeding you with spiritual inputs, with religious inputs, with happy inputs, when you feel elated, when you are feeling good, the God spot, especially, they named it God because godly talks. Godly means not the God somewhere up, something which helps you evolve from where you are, uplifting. ऐसी inspirational बातें जब होती, let's say if you are reading a book called My Journey by late APJ Abdul Kalam, I can assure you, you will feel elated. Buy that book now itself. If you're reading a book like Thakur Ramakrishna Paramahansa and his disciples, you will surely feel moved with, and your consciousness will feel more confident and uplifted. तो वो आपका स्पिरिचुअल क्वेश्चन है, जो आपका भी डेवलप होता है, बच्चे का भी डेवलप होता है. आत्मा से आत्मा का अनुबंध है, एक कनेक्शन है, वो उसको डेवलप करती है. उस कनेक्शन को आप एक कंपेनियन बन के डेवलप कर सकते हो, इमोशनल कंपेनियन बन के. उससे आप अपनी इमोशंस शेयर करो. देयर माइट बी मोमेंट्स व्हेन अ वुमन फील्स हर्ट, समटाइम्स इट इज हार्मोनल आल्सो, मूड स्विंग्स हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. लेकिन उस समय पर रोने बैठ जाना, परेशान होना, उसकी जगह आप अपने, अब उसका इम्पैक्ट बच्चे पे आता है. तो हाउ डू आई मिटिगेट? टॉक टू योर चाइल्ड. Hey, mom had a bad day today. I think dad also was occupied. It happens sometimes. I'm sorry for this. But let us reunite and do something beautiful. Let's engage in cooking something nice. आप जो खाना बना रहे हो, खुद खा रहे हो, उसका असर आपके बच्चे पे हो रहा है. With what emotions, what feelings do you do so? I can't cover all this in one session. We take more than 40 sessions to cover the whole journey. पूरा 40 सेशंस का एक पूरा जर्नी है. यहाँ पर बहुत सारी चीज़ों पर डिस्कशन होता है. हाउ वाटर कैरीज मेमोरी, and how can every sip of water you take can be a medicine for you. Every moment you take that water in your hand, and even the other family members, if you're there listening to me, when you're offering it, with what feeling you're offering. I remember one granny in my neighborhood, she used to take away the balam from her daughter-in-law. Don't cook. If you cook with this anger and this temperament and this mood, you will serve anger to the whole family. उसी का संस्कार पूरे परिवार में जाएगा. मत करो. जब तुम्हारा मन शांत होगा ना बेटा, तब बना. तुम जाओ, बैठो, थोड़ी देर शांति से बैठो, अच्छी हवा में बैठो, अपनी माँ से बात करो, सोचो समझो, और फिर उसके बाद फिर से बात, फिर करो. She was a very learned lady, uneducated though, because letters doesn't mean intelligence, right? That old lady was, that granny was very, she understood the law of the universe, and accordingly she could perform. तो ये इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हम इन चीज़ों को समझें और इन चीज़ों को अच्छे से समझते हुए अपनी जर्नी को प्लान करें. ये देखो, स्ट्रेस की बात मैं पहले कर चुका हूँ, so I won't spend time here, but these are stats. I can share this presentation with you guys, so don't worry, the video and everything will be available on our YouTube channel. Now, if I have the privilege of inviting one very beautiful soul I know, Pooja ji, who is with us. Pooja is a doctor by herself. She is from Shimla, Solan, and a mother of almost 2 years old son, Puranjay. And she and her husband, both of them are masters in physiotherapy, and they run their own physiotherapy clinic. And more than this, Pooja is also a close associate and a part of this whole program design. And we met when she was pregnant, around 2.5 years ago, almost 3 now. And since then, the journey had been so beautiful. We also continued the journey after pregnancy, and Pooja was a part of our parenting program also. And then once Puranji now is grown up, and of course things are more stable. Now she is actively involved in our online program of pregnancy, Soulful Pregnancy. So Pooja, if I can unmute you with your permission, and we can listen to you briefly about how was your journey and what do you have to offer, because you are both a mother and a consultant. So accordingly, could you please throw some light for the next few minutes on how should we approach this? I'll go mute and over to you.
Yeah, sure. Pranam Bhaiya. Can you
Now,
hear me? Am I clear, audible?
yes, you are very much audible, and I'm also requesting you to put your video on. You are okay with that?
Yeah, yeah, Bhaiya, sure. Just uh, uh,
So I've asked it whenever you feel comfortable, just accept my request and put your video on, and then
yeah, yeah, sure.
yeah, there she is.
Just started. Yeah. So yeah भैया, actually when I thought what will I speak, आप कौन से loops तो कोई छोड़ोगे नहीं तो मैं क्या बोलूंगी आपके सामने, that was a very difficult thing. So what I have done, आपने जो जो चीजें बोली हैं कि हम प्रेगनेंसी की क्लासेस में क्या करते हैं, and since I had been a part of the pregnancy classes, I have been following Ankur Bhaiya's advice through my pregnancy. So what I will do is मैंने वो सब कुछ points को note कर लिया है, and quickly I will just share my experiences with all of you कि मेरी प्रेगनेंसी में ये एडवाइसेस को जब मैंने फॉलो किया तो what results came. तो सबसे पहला पॉइंट भैया ने स्टार्ट करते ही बोला था कि अगर आप फिजिकल फीचर्स के लिए यहाँ हैं, जैसे कि स्ट्रेच मार्क्स मुझे तो नहीं हो जाएंगे, तो then you are at a wrong place. But let me tell you, you're not at a wrong place even if you're thinking on those lines, abhi, because you're ignorant about the deeper parameters of pregnancy. Because with all the advices that I followed, and all the exercises, the yoga, the meditations, the pranayam, and simple small tips which bhaiya used to keep sharing ki, for example, I'll tell you that which oils we should be applying on our body, how ghee has to be used. So with all those advices and all those tips, I had not even a single stretch mark on my belly, although it was such a huge belly that people thought that I have conceived twins. So even if you are here for such reasons, also you are in a right place. And with the right kind of exercises, with right kind of advices, with right kind of food, with the positive frame of mind, your body, like my pregnancy, I can say that it was the healthiest phase of my life. Although I'm a fitness freak and I had always been taking care of my body, but during the pregnancy, that was the peak time when my health was at the prime. So that happens when you follow the advices correctly and you do the right practices and the right things that you're supposed to do. Second, Bhaiya said about the planning phase, that sometimes we are thinking that the finances are not stable, or we have stresses between the family. If those things are there which are holding you back, so that is not actually the right time to conceive. And in the pregnancy classes, he also used to talk about that when the pregnancy has to happen, when the conception has to happen, when the soul will choose you, it will happen, and he will himself align all the things, and all the things will get settled. आज जिस चीज को आप सोच रहे हो कि अभी क्योंकि मेरी लाइफ में ये चीज चल रही है, ये प्रॉब्लम चल रही है, सो आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू कंसीव और आई शुड नॉट कंसीव, when the child will decide that now he has to come into your home, I think the whole pattern gets aligned. That is exactly what happened with me, and I think that's a very much correct theory. Next is the stresses. So Bhaiya talked about the stresses. We have stresses, the work related stresses, the relationships stresses. So I think in today's scenario, nobody is there who is untouched by the stresses. And yes, stresses do have very, very bad effect on the bodies. They lead to the secretions of hormones in our body which are harmful for us. And since the body is directly, the baby is directly connected to us, the blood that is circulating in our body is also circulating in the baby's body. So if there are bad hormones, if there are stress hormones, they're directly going and nourishing and nurturing the brain of the baby also. So this is the science. So what will help? The situation won't change, the finances won't change, the relationships won't change. What will change is your perspective towards them. And it is not such an easy thing to do, because if changing the perspective according to the situation had been so easy, then sabhi wo kar lete, लेकिन हमें नहीं आता है वो करना, इसीलिए हम stressed हैं, tensed हैं. So in these pregnancy classes, how Ankur Bhaiya, he motivates you, how he will just talk to you for 5-10 minutes maybe, and आपको आपकी problem जो है वो बहुत छोटी लगने लग जाएगी उस responsibility के जो सामने जो आपको आपका motherhood provide कर रहा है. So with the right kind of counseling, with the right kind of advices, the stresses will melt out, and that is the most important thing that you need to do during your pregnancy. Then he spoke about the hard work and because we are all working and we have bad routines, we have busy schedules, and we might not be getting the times to exercise, to meditate, to do all these things. So यहाँ पे again the frame of mind is the one which will give you motivation, because the time when I conceived, I was having very bad routines where I was working two jobs. So I was working in the university as associate professor, and I was simultaneously in the evening running my clinic because I wanted to shift during that time from my job to the clinic. So we were working very hard, like moving away from the home at 8 in the morning, coming back to home at 10 or 11 at night. So during that bad time also, the motivations which were coming from these classes, the realizations which they were giving us that, you're having a divine soul inside you, and that is the prime responsibility. चाहे आपकी लाइफ में कुछ भी चल रहा है, उस बच्चे के लिए तो केयर करना ही है. तो आपको जब ये बात समझ में आ जाती है, तो आप टाइम निकालते हो, आप कैसे भी निकालो. इफ आई कुड टेक आउट टाइम ड्यूरिंग दोज टाइम्स, तो मुझे लगता है कोई भी कर सकता है. Then next thing is the voice recognition and the talking about the violent movies and horror movies. Yes, this is a very dangerous thing and a thing that should never be done. And this is very common. I talk to my friends, my colleagues, my patients, my relatives. तो और आजकल लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे आई नो अ फ्यू फीमेल्स हु आर प्रेग्नेंट, बट दे विल बी वाचिंग द मूवीज सुबह से लेकर शाम तक, बिकॉज दे हैव गुड एक्सक्यूजेस कि अभी वॉक करने नहीं निकल सकते हैं या कुछ नहीं, बाकी चीजें नहीं हो सकती हैं. बट दिस इज अ हॉरिबल थिंग टू डू, बिकॉज व्हेन यू डू थिंग्स लाइक दैट, अगेन दोज सीन्स, दोज साउंड्स, they all are creating impressions in your mind, and the impressions that you have in your mind are directly impacting the child. So the impressions in your mind are going to be the impressions in his mind. This is a fact. This is a fact. So you have to be very careful about that. Then he spoke about the soul arrival. So when I was new in the classes, तो ये चीजें मुझे भी सुनने में थोड़ा अजीब लगता था कि अच्छा ऐसा भी होता है कि सोल थर्ड फोर्थ मंथ में आती है, फिर सेवेंथ एट मंथ में परमानेंटली आ जाती है. But this is when I started doing and practicing and meditating the way it was told in the classes, I realized that it actually happened. And I used to, because I used to continuously chat with my baby, तो मुझे ऐसे दिन में ऐसी विंडोज मिलती थी जहां मुझे लगता था कि देयर इज नोबडी इनसाइड टू टॉक. एंड ऐसे ऐसी विंडोज भी मिलती थी जब मुझे लगता था कि कितनी बातें करनी है, एंड व्हाट ऑल शुड आई बी टॉकिंग टू माय बेबी. सो एज अ मदर, व्हेन यू आर अवेयर and you are strongly bound with your baby, you realize those things. Then next is then the emotional bond. And yes, this is a very important thing. We come across the women who suffer with the postnatal depressions, and I think वहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं बच्चे के साथ में bonding की कमी रह जाती है, because once you have a good and strong bonding with the baby, I think your limits are far more stretched. तो आपके ऊपर जब ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज और ये प्रेशर्स आते हैं बेबी को हैंडल करने के, तो आपके जो मेटर्नल हॉर्मोन्स है या आपकी जो कैपेसिटी है अपने बेबी की केयर करने की, वो बहुत बढ़ चुकी होती है. एंड विद दैट you can beat these postnatal depressions. So in my case, I had, because of continuously bonding with my baby, I had a very strong bond. और ये इतना strong हो चुका था, I was very surprised because I did very little. जैसे आप लोगों को भी लग रहा होगा कि इसमें से कितनी टेक्निक्स वर्क करेंगी, कितनी नहीं करेंगी, तो मुझे भी ऐसे लगता था. But when I started practicing these techniques, within I think a week or so, ऐसी चीजें होने लगे where I was telling my baby to follow something, and he was showing me signals. He was interacting. He was behaving the way I wanted him to. For example, there are many examples. रात को मैंने कभी उसे बोल दिया सोते हुए कि यार सुबह उठा नहीं जाता, baby mama is getting very tired, and it's very difficult for me to wake up in the morning, so you wake up at me at 5 in the morning. And I was surprised. uh, he was moving so strongly in my stomach at 5. I saw the watch, it was 5, and I just woke up. And एक बार ये coincidence हो सकता है, but it became a everyday phenomena. So things like that, these happen. And then coming to the I think I've taken a lot of time. Ankur, where you want to? No,
No,
I have.
I can understand you have undergone that journey so deeply that you can speak for hours. In fact, I would like to share with my participants that Pooja also runs a very good platform called as Proud Motherhood, where she shares all these things in more detail and specifically in a chronological order of every month, every week, what developments are happening in your body, what diet you should take, what care you should look after. And she shares it in her YouTube channel called as Proud Motherhood. So you could definitely subscribe to it and make sure that you are accessing to more of her journey. And I think that will be more important than listening to people like me, because a mother can speak her experience and share it with the would-be mothers. So I surely look forward that they will reach out to you, Pooja. And I am a subscriber of your YouTube channel, so I do follow it quite religiously. And very great inputs we receive from you. Thank you so much for, in spite of so much of busy schedules, you make those videos and share with us. Wonderful. Any questions? I would like just to open the floor for the next 10 minutes to our participants in case they have some quick takes, quick questions. And in before you write down your question or you want to unmute me, you can raise hand. I can unmute you, or you can write on the comment section on the Facebook. Unfortunately, I by mistake went on my personal Facebook live today, not on the Pause and Learn Facebook page. But yes, those who are watching us there, you can ask. Vasundhara is raising hand. That means she has something to ask. Questions also help us understand. So be with us for the next few minutes. Yes, Vasu.
हाय भैया प्रणाम
Pranam.
भैया मेरा टॉपिक से रिलेटेड कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं इनफैक्ट इट्स राइट एट द इंट्रोडक्शन हाउ टू कन्वे समवन हु इज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ ऑल दीज थिंग्स how to convey to them to get into it or to get introduced to someone like you or how to approach this with someone who is not in a believer like that.
Very simple. You can. There is no point of. We are not talking about altering belief systems here. All we are saying is you can go and tell to the person, because if you are a good companion, a good friend, or someone who has a say in someone's life, they will value your advice, and you can tell them that how about even if you do not believe into all these things, go and access few sessions just for the sake of your baby, for the sake of your future, and let them experiment. See, it's again the design. If you go deeper, I always say, and Pooja will verify that, and even Rekha is with us. Rekha Solanki ji, she is also a part of her journey as with Pause and Learn was from her pregnancy days. And I keep telling them, like अभी पूजा बोल रही थी कि पुरंजे को या जब वो गर्भ में था तो कोई चीज के लिए बेबी से बोल दो. So when they used to come up to me कि भैया क्या करें, ये प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है, तो मैं यही बोलता था, बेबी को बोल दो, बेबी बहुत पावरफुल है, सोल इज सो पावरफुल. In fact, right now also those who are there participating and they have conceived, it is their baby who has brought them to this participation. Those who are here just to listen and they are into their planning phase, to them also there would be babies, the souls who are about to arrive, they are encouraging them, including you and everyone, to be a part of this discussion. Otherwise, on a Saturday afternoon, why will people bother to log into someone whom they do not know? So it is the soul who is searching. The soul is very wise. You do your part of advising as a friend, as a well-wisher, and then pray to the soul, the baby soul who is about to arrive, or if the person is conceived, that I pray to the soul, the baby, to take this journey, beautiful journey, and convince the parents. Believe me, it works like that only. The child in the womb is much wiser. She has decided, the parents, she has chosen every arrangement, she has chosen which place the soul will be arriving and taking birth. So everything is being designed by the soul herself. Let's rely on the wisdom of the soul rather than our wisdom. आप बस एडवाइस करके और उसके बाद एज अ वेल विशर, सो दैट यू डोंट फील बैड दैट आई कुड हैव एडवाइज्ड एंड आई डिड नॉट. Let's rest as per the journey of the soul. Let them pick. If I have a karmic connect with that soul, I will surely become a part of the journey. I'm blessed to be a part of thousands of such souls, a journey of theirs in pregnancy after that. But if someone is not meant to be in touch with me, your advice won't work. No one's advice will, in fact. Therefore, we don't go and advertise unnecessarily. If the soul has a connect, we will definitely meet, and so will happen. Okay? I have got one question, and Antaraji wants to say something. To understand how can he connect with the baby because he finds it difficult his little child. Take it. One father wants to understand how can he connect with the child, and very simple. It's your child. Talk to the child. Communication. Talk to the child. Hey baby, Papa has come back from office. How are you doing? How was your day? Did Mama bother you much? थोड़ा सा मजाक करो उसके साथ, थोड़ी बातचीत करो उसके साथ. आप चाय पी रहे हो, कॉफी पी रहे हो, कुछ पी रहे हो, चलो ठीक है, आपने अभी चेंज नहीं लाया अपने लाइफस्टाइल में, तो बच्चे को बोलो कि Dada had a tough day today, very stressed, but I'm so happy, so glad that I'm home and I'm with you and I'm enjoying this lockdown because I am being able to connect with you. ऐसी बातें करो उससे. अब क्या होता है जब मैं ये एडवाइस करता हूँ ना, people come back to me. भैया कोई स्क्रिप्ट दे दो, व्हाट स्क्रिप्ट शुड आई फॉलो? इवन है ना, प्रेयर्स होती हैं या गर्भ संवाद जब हम करते हैं तो पीपल कीप सेइंग आप करा दो या तो या हमें स्क्रिप्ट दे दो। अरे स्क्रिप्ट का क्या करोगे भाई? प्रेयर की कोई स्क्रिप्ट होती है क्या? जब देखो, जब किसी लड़के ने लड़की को प्रपोज किया होगा तो भले ही वो घर में खूब सोच के स्क्रिप्ट चाहता हो, लेकिन वहां जाके क्या बोलता है वो भगवान जाने। जब कोई शिष्य अपने गुरु के सामने जाता है तो बहुत सोच के जाता है, ये पूछूंगा ये पूछूंगा ये पूछूंगा, वहां जाके सब भूल जाता है। वहां पे इमोशंस है ना, वहां पे वर्ड्स की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती। तो वहां पर बस जस्ट गो एंड टच योर वाइफ्स वूम, जस्ट उसको स्पर्श कर दो, हैप्पी मदर्स डे बोल दो, हो गया। हे बेबी, कैसे हो? आई एम सो ग्लैड योर मदर इज लुकिंग आफ्टर यू सो वेल, आई एम एबल टू गिव यू लेस टाइम, आई एम सो सॉरी फॉर इट। कुछ भी ऐसा बोलो जिससे बच्चे को कनेक्शन फील होना चाहिए, लगना चाहिए कि बच्चा आपके साथ में और आप बच्चे के साथ, बस हो गया। अंतरा दीदी, ओवर टू यू। आई हैव पुट यू ऑन अनम्यूट मोड, यू कैन से व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू आस्क।
हाँ, हेलो भैया, प्रणाम। भैया मुझे ये पूछना था कि जैसे अभी आपने और पूजा दीदी ने भी बोला कि आप बहुत सारे मेडिटेशन और योगा मुद्रा बताते थे इन योर प्रेगनेंसी सेशंस। सो मैंने वैसे ज्वाइन किया है, बट आई थिंक इट इज मोर ऑफ जेनरिक, और आपने मुझे लिस्ट भी दिया है, पर क्या ऐसा कोई सेशन प्रेगनेंसी से रिलेटेड हो सो दैट आई कैन गेन मोर आउट ऑफ इट एंड
So have you interacted on these lines earlier, Antaraji? Because I have missed that communication. So I have already shared with you something earlier. Are you saying that?
No, you haven't shared anything with me earlier. I just want to know if there is anything that is on these grounds so that I can also participate.
Okay,
So,
because there was a network glitch, so I couldn't hear properly. You, I think, did mention about you already are accessing some of these sessions.
no, I'm exercising the 9 o'clock session, which is
So you're
9 o'clock
part of the
session.
online classes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now I
So, what I understood from what Pooja Didi said, ki there were like
yes.
something special. Like she told us about that oil that you recommended and special kind of meditation. Like I think I cannot do Kapal Bhati, right, in this phase.
Hanji.
So I just want to know if there is any
So,
way how I
Antaraji, there is a dedicated series of sessions which we run under the program called as Soulful Pregnancy. And I have Pradna here. I have one or two more guests who are already a part of that journey. And there are people from outside India. There is Preeti from New Zealand. There's one Gitanjali Preeti from US. So people access to those sessions live with me, like you're accessing this live right now. We understand each other's journey first. Make you write your life sketch. I want to understand the Antara of Antara as a child, Antara as a young one, Antara before marriage, Antara after marriage. And with that graph of your life, it becomes easy for me to understand and help that what kind of impressions and blockages are you carrying. And in your pregnancy, which blockage should be removed so that it doesn't impact. So that's deep. It's that specific. And of course the asanas and meditation, um, and accordingly those are just the tools. How can I remove those blockages and I can overcome my limitations and deliver a good child and bring a beautiful soul. And how can I, of course, like communicate and connect with the child and groom the child right from the beginning. So all these things are under that Soulful Pregnancy program, wherein we cover almost 30 to 40 topics based on the phase of pregnancy. You pick like once a week. If we are meeting and we are having 20 more weeks coming up and you pick those 20 topics, accordingly that journey continues. Sometimes people access more than one session a week, so twice a week, that kind of thing. So we arrange those sessions, sometimes very specifically one to one if it is too personal, and sometimes even in a smaller group of 3 4 5 people maximum, where people are there and they are all wanting the same session to be accessed, so they are being delivered that session accordingly. So it's a complete program. I can share those details with those of you who are interested later on, after this session. I will share with you. There's someone who has mentioned personally that how can I access. All you need to be in touch with me. The WhatsApp पे आपको मैं share कर दूँगा details. Already the sessions are going on. ये sessions चलते रहते हैं, evergreen है, 24/7 वाला मामला है, मतलब वो 12 महीने चलते रहते हैं, because some or the other 2 crore mothers every year. Imagine what kind of if we can convey good things to them, what kind of beautiful future we can have. 2 crore mothers every year globally. कितना सारा हम लोग अच्छा कर सकते हैं. Any more question? Quick, one more in case someone has. Let me also see if on the Facebook page someone has asked anything? No, not yet. Mhm. All right, if there is no question, let us pray for each one of you who are in the planning phase or who have already conceived, the souls who are about to arrive in this world through you. Those beautiful souls, we must thank them because it is they who made this possible. I pay my gratitude to them. I request all the mothers once again and all the women, everyone, each one of you to touch your uh, womb if you are wanting to plan a baby. And because there are members who have already become parents and they're not in planning phase, I know, therefore I'm specifically mentioning to those who are in planning phase or those who have conceived to kindly once again touch their womb, close their eyes gently, and thank the child. Let us take a 2 minute moment of uh, meditating with the child, a very small expression. And the fathers also, the husbands also can participate by just being with this meditation emotionally. Just breathe. Slow, gentle, and deep breathing. Feeling relaxed with each breath. And in this moment of relaxation, in this moment of mental peace, from the bottom of your heart, thank the divine soul who has chosen you to be her parents. Simply just thank. I'm grateful to you, baby, for being in my life. I'm grateful that I am planning. That means the soul has chosen me. I'm thankful to that soul who has decided to be a part of my life. And I also promise that I will leave no stone unturned in making this journey beautiful for you, the journey called life. I thank the Almighty, I thank the divine powers, the healing angels, the masters. I thank my ancestors, my well wishers. I thank the universe for giving me this opportunity to think deeply, to become aware about this chapter of pregnancy in my life. I thank all the factors who are making it possible for me. And I assure each one of them that I'll give my best. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring your palms together, rub them, apply the divine warmth on your face, your heart, and your navel region. Thank you so much, each one of you, for sparing your valuable time. And once again, congratulations. You're doing so wonderful, so thoughtful, so beautiful. Enjoy this journey. This phase will not come back. Pregnancy, first, second, third, whatever it is, it's very important. Enjoy this, make the most out of it. This is the time when you can be with your child. You know, connection with the child is very important. The bonding is very important. This is the only phase where you can deepen it. And I really mean it. Thank you so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And congratulations.